Choose a 250 gold star. Don't mind if I do. Although... Interesting. I'll still probably do it. Static discharge can really help with the Book of Stabbing as well. That's true. Very much an effective counter. Oh, I like that path. Alright, I'll try that. Baylor will go for this. I don't know if this is going to work. We might just die before we get to the shop, but if we get to the shop, oh boy, we are going to be freaking loaded. And I guess there's the opt-out path here. I'm going to mark this in white. The coward's path. -7 max, always better than take 18. Almost always, I would say, yes. The big thing about losing the 7 max health is that on the higher ascensions, you don't lose any current health, because you already started damaged. And it's really the current health that is the valuable resource. Let's strike this one. It's all about that current HP. Great set of 3 first options. I'm actually going to go first card Chill. I really like Chill for being 0-cost orb generation, oftentimes 0-cost multi-orb generation. Although Ball Lightning is definitely the damage option for dealing with elites here. I'm going Chill. Everybody, chill. And look at that, perfectly blocking Jawworm with that extra 2 block. Get him. Pot. Darkness is back. We saw what Rebound did for us last run. I think we should take another Rebound here. It's damage. That's from Batman and Robin Camel Crushed. The legendary Tim Burton film, renowned for its quality writing and compelling scenes. Or, not Tim Burton. Wait. Joel Schumacher. Excuse me. Excuse me, not Tim Burton. Wait, did Tim Burton do some of the Batman films? Why did my brain throw out that name? And yes, the nipples on the Batsuit also comes from that movie. Tim Burton was the first 2. Okay. So I'm not talking crazy. I'm just slightly confused. Cool. And yes, that's also with George Clooney. George Clooney, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think... Was that the one with Danny DeVito was the Penguin? Or is it Jim Carrey as the Riddler? I can't remember which one. Maybe it's both of them. Nice to meet you. Okay, Danny DeVito is a different one, too. They made a lot of those films. Truly iconic. I think taking Bullseye last run could have also maybe made a difference against Book of Stabbing. But again, all predicated on being actually able to evoke the Dark Orbs, which we failed to do ultimately. Gotta say, with Rebound, Streamline is one of my favorites here, although Bullseye is the card that doesn't say Mastered on it. Only I'd taken that Ball Lightning. That's the one where Batman had a Bat American Express card. Oh my god. That's great. I am going to take this bullseye. And we're going to remove a card. I've got Dex Potion. I'll remove a strike. Surely it won't be Gremlin first. Smiley face. I feel like we're good for Green Path here. I'm not taking your stinky doubt curse, though, Serpent. 3 elites with a curse for 150 gold at this shop where I'm already going to have about 600 gold? No way. Not 600. 450, more likely. 500, if we're lucky. Bullseye's really good upgrade. More lock-on, more damage. Otherwise, we're going for a zero-cost upgrade. But I think with these added attacks, Bullseye's really the only pick. So Bullseye's honestly around the same damage. It is not first. Around the same damage as Streamline, as long as we get to evoke a Lightning Orb at least one time, which we might not. Seems basically impossible to kill next turn. That's where the Block Potion and the Frost Orb come in. We'll take some damage here, but not as much as we really ought to, so to speak. 17 health. We would have to draw all 3 attacks, whereas if I play the Zap, we are not going to need to do that to win. So Zap causes us to take 4 additional damage, but guarantees the kill. I like that. Good fight. Get a Juzu bracelet. Not my idea of the best first relic, but sure, whatever. Skim is back. I only slightly regret taking that Skim last run. Overclock, Force Field, Skim. I guess I take Skim. I'm not taking Overclock or Force Field in this position. And we get another upgrade before what is not a Gremlin Knob. Reasonable time to consider upgrading Zap. Above Average Casual says, thoughts on Overclock? It's a weird card. The downside that it gives you is counteracting the upside that it provides. So you're getting card draw, but then losing card draw later on. Kind of like Turbo, but the burn sticks around forever. Overclock is best in defect decks that are trying to get set up as quickly as possible so that you can get all your powers and orbs in play. And then once you're set up with your orbs, you no longer care about the fact that you're drawing burns. It can also work for really quick, fast-playing defect decks, like with lots of claws or Hyper Beam or something where you're trying to kill enemies on turn 1. But for most defect decks that are looking to have a medium to long-term plan for fights, it's really quite bad to add burns to your deck. Does ever chill upgrade for sentries? I think we're fine just drawing the chill normally. I don't need it to be an 8. I'd rather upgrade the Skim, although probably Zap or Rebound. Upgrade Zap. Yeah, so Overclock working with all for one's pretty cool. Bronze Scales, great against Hexaghost. Happy to see a little bit of money in the chest as well. 500-ish gold for the shop. It's kind of encouraging. I don't like innate upgrades that much, because you can always just draw the card on turn 1 anyway. And then what did you bother upgrading it for if you're going to do that? I don't know. Never felt quite right to me. Alright, here's a fight where Bullseye's going to do some good work for us. As are these potions. I'm not sure which one I'm planning on using currently. Speed potion this turn's pretty good. Why not rebound Bullseye? They're already Bullseyed. And I'm not playing any attacks this turn. going to be the speed potion. Let's go zap then skim. 12 from the zap. Also have bullseye that way. That turn, next turn is great. Actually, that does make me want to go dex potion, because next turn I'll also play defend. So we save 4 this turn, 4 next turn, versus 10, actually only 8 right now, right? Yeah, because we're just taking 8. Or even if I go dual cast defend, I take 5. Then next turn we take 10. Don't like next turn taking 10. Let's take 4 and 4. Actually, less than 4. Rebound zap. Not having bullseye this turn hurts a little bit, but I think we get a kill next turn regardless. Yeah. Good fight. Really didn't take that much damage here. We score meat on the bone, which will heal us after combat if we're at or below half health, and that's a really big find considering that we're currently below half health. That'll heal us 12 after this elite, getting us ready for Hexaghost. Can also add Rip and Tear, Chill, or Barrage. I think it's either Rip and Tear or Barrage. I like Barrage more than Rip and Tear most times. I think a Barrage. Six damage per channeled orb. Okay, this fight will be a little slow. Just getting up 3 Frost Orbs is really the key component here. Definitely going to get bonked next turn, but that's okay. The fact that our orbs do damage to a random enemy is going to be a bit iffy. At least the bronze scales will help. So we only need 1 defend per turn. Let's rebound this defend. Take 9 here is a bit uncomfortable. Hopefully we can kill before things become more problematic. Don't think I'm going to play Zap. I'm going to keep 3 Frost Orbs. Good. 2 strikes. You're out. Alright, that means we take a maximum of 4 damage each turn, and that's pretty reasonable. Perish. Juicy. Get a cultist potion. That's an easy way to beat Hexaghost. Although I'm not too worried about Hexaghost anyway. And there's the additional lightning orb we want. Hologram's also pretty good here as an added card, a way to get a card out of the discard pile, which can include Zap if I need more lightning orbs. And that's right, Meat on the Bone actually only flashes when you drop from above half health to below half health. If you start the fight below half health, it'll never flash for some reason. I'm grabbing a hologram. I'm a hologram enjoyer, certified. And with this much money, we gotta go to a shop. Of course we do. Anger the mushrooms. We'll heal 12 anyway. Surely this fight won't be that difficult, smiley face. Oh hey, chill. Everybody chill. Perfect block, actually. Although we might want to do this. Take slightly more in order to facilitate not getting bonked next turn. I like that. Facilitated. Back up to 38 health. We now have the Odd Mushroom, meaning that if we become vulnerable, we take less bonus damage. And I really like Beam Cell plus Barrage as a damage engine. Streamline's also pretty powerful with both Rebound and Hologram. Godspeed says, when do you ever take Chaos? I like Chaos as a sort of discount orb card. If you want 2 orbs for the price of 1, Chaos is a really nice card to take an upgrade. If you don't care what kind of orb you have, or if you want diverse orbs, like with multiple compile drivers, for example, Chaos can be really quite nice. Turbo is really good here, actually. We have Skim and Hologram. I'm taking Turbo. Just realized that was good. But what about Buffair? Ooh, what about Toolbox? Random card on turn 1, always valuable. We can get rid of another strike here. Buffer's on sale even, so only 80 gold for a block on instance of damage card. That's pretty sweet. Could have mastered unupgraded Reprogram. Well, yeah, we could have had a real Barrage build. Ever worth spending 170 gold for Blood Vial? I don't think with meat on the bone it is. I think it could be worth spending on if you had Coffee Dripper, for example, and it was your only way to heal. It's a slow trickle of healing. It's not much, but it does help. But yeah, I don't think we need it with meat on the bone at all, certainly. Can I afford Toolbox, Happy Flower, Buffer, Remove? Because that's probably what I want to do. That's what, 150, 150, 150-ish? Yeah, we can afford all of that. Plus 11, plus 18, plus 5. Yeah, we can afford that. Good talk. Two beautiful relics here. I really like the extra energy provided by Happy Flower. And as for the toolbox, making your turn 1s better is often the way to be. Spicy. Maybe we'll make 20 bucks off this fight. Maybe. Aw. Let's see here. Hello, Zap is tempting. Probably want to block as hard as we can here, though. So probably just hologram defend. I don't have any better blocks. Although Skim could maybe do a little bit better. We could use the speed potion here, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we get to keep the speed potion for next act. Shouldn't need to do too much damage too quickly because we have the fun fact, you can hologram voids. Because we have the cultist potion, we shouldn't need too much damage here. Rebound barrage for the big damage. Next turn we're not being attacked, so that's actually a really good draw. Okay, we can kill Hexaghost right now. But I might be able to make 20 bucks if I don't. Money! Ooh, second buffer. We've had first buffer, yes, but what about second buffer? It's a rare card that requires mastery that we're being offered a duplicate of. It's pretty hard to turn that down. Amplify is also pretty spicy here, letting us duplicate a power card. I think Amplify becomes a lot more valuable when your deck has Hologram, Rebound, and Skim. But let's just grab the buffer. Energy for days. Get energy in the form of the Fusion Hammer, preventing us from upgrading cards further. Get energy in the form of the Philosopher's Stone, giving enemies additional strength. Or get energy in the form of the Velvet Choker, limiting us to 6 cards per turn. Gotta say, with 2 buffers, I don't mind the Philosopher's Stone. Enemies that have extra strength are kind of negated when they can't hurt you in the first place. I could see Fusion Hammer being okay, but being unable to upgrade these buffers to make them prevent 2 instances of damage is pretty bad. Buffer, Turbo, and Skim all really want upgrades here. I'll take a Philo Stone. I don't love it, but it's not bad. It's not bad. We do want to hit a couple of rest sites early-ish this act, maybe before we start bumbling into elites. Really not that many that we can do. The Spire didn't generate a whole lot of map for us. Scuba Squeeb says, what do you call an old seer with bad breath that walks a lot? A super calloused, fragile mystic hexed with halitosis. I like it. More money. That's what I like about Toolbox. Toolbox is a hustler. $12 by 2. How about I just buffer it? That turbo. Easy every time. $20. I'm rich. Second barrage, Sweeping Beam, or Tempest. Hey, Mr. Zorag, grats on beating Ironclad A20. Thanks for stopping by and dropping that Prime sub. Nathan Sal says, if you're a spooky ghost, does Blasphemy still kill you? No, Blasphemy will not kill you if you're a spooky ghost. However, important to be aware that intangibility decreases at the beginning of your turn immediately before Blasphemy hits you. So you need either one of 2 things. 2 stacks of intangible, not 1, but 2. Or you need Incense Burner to be on 5 the turn you play the Blasphemy. That way you'll become intangible and then try to die at the start of your next turn. So yes, but be careful with the timing. Trying to figure out if I go to this shop and remove a strike here. Now that we got enough money for Relic, I think we do go to this shop. Hey, card remove. Which means I can't afford this card remove. Good talk. Buffer would be nice. Blind is a nice kind of backup protocol. Secret weapon doesn't actually fetch me anything I need. Hey, buffer's here. Okay, good talk. Might as well, I suppose. Buffer, meanwhile, is not that good here. Would only block one. That's definitely not worth playing. Could get back dual cast and do it again. We just keep it weak. Get him. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That would be the second bullseye we need, but I think it's better to take a sweeping beam. One, the sweeping beam has an upgrade. Two, it's the first and really only source of area damage that we would have. And very good with these holograms is a way to deal with the elites of Act 2. As much as I'd like to take second bullseye, it really has to be sweeping beam if we're going to have an okay time here. And a transform. Remove one card, turn it into a different random defect card. See you later, Final Strike. Turn into a Thunder Strike. That's more words and therefore strictly better than the previous card. Excellent. So, fighting an elite seems bad currently. Let's not. Strictly better. You heard me. Zero cost skills, huh? Let's take a Swift Strike here. Hey, here we go. Rebound this Sweeping Beam Plus. That's what we're here to do in fights like this one. Thunder Strike. I mean, it does technically do more damage than Bullseye. Go! Triple buffer. The rebuffening. Alright, well, they all have to die next turn, okay? Good skim. Crawl. Sweeping beam. Paloose. Look at that. What a great fight. SNBL92, thanks for the Prime sub. And Izumi Samurai, thanks for the Prime in 5 months. Closing in on that half year. I am a certified Equilibrium lover. Allowing you to retain your card means better use of Turbo, better use of Barrage, better use of Rebound, better timing on Buffer, all that stuff. Transforming 9 cards. I tend to think that a quick way of weighing it for me, Shkanite, is that the transform and the upgrade is about as good as 2 transforms. So I'd say Astrolabe is about as good as 6 card Pandora's Box. If you have Ceramic Fish or any Egg Relic, the Pandora's Box gets even better comparatively. But honestly, just transforming 9 cards is pretty dang good. The only reason I would consider Astro over Pandora's is if you have a good reason to want to keep your defense. Good reasons being any source of dexterity, or the turnip making you immune to frail are good reasons to want to keep your defense. I feel like retaining in general is my favorite Spire mechanic. Pretty accurate, yes, because retain opens up the ability to utilize so many different powerful combos and such. Ow. No golden idol for us, but Meat on the Bone is actually happy we gained max health. What's in this box? A mummified hand. Monkey's paw curls. Whenever we play a power card, currently with the 2 buffers, a random card in our hand will become 0 cost for the rest of the turn. That's pretty dang good. Yeah, Pandora's Box rarely helps with your block game. Sometimes, but rarely. Very rarely. Got 2 footworks in the deck? Yes. Okay, if you've got 2 footworks, then I would strongly encourage Astrolabe 3 strikes rather than Pandora's. Trying to figure out if we go 2 elites here or if I just upgrade the other buffer. That's probably the better play. Upgrade second buffer. We'll do 1 elite. Kind of scared of the elites right now with Philostone. $20. Don't mind if I do. I love $20. Just play this. Unfortunately, the barrage didn't do anything there. With 4 stacks of buffer, Snecko really can't hurt us much at all, which is very convenient. We just take our sweet time and earn our stacks of cash. No problem. In fact, I'll even refrain from playing a lightning orb, so we have more control over when exactly. Easy money. Probably worth considering Beam Cell. Fighting Bronze Automaton? Never mind. It's not going to work in that fight. Apotheosis. Upgrade everything in this deck for this fight. I'm going to do that. Dramatic Entrance also relatively juicy. Looks like we are going to get attacked next turn. Really not much I can do about that with this opening hand. So we're going to play Equilibrium and pray. Pray that our draw is okay. But this is going to be a lot of damage incoming. 12 by 3 from the leader, 11 from each minion. Spooky. But Skim is here to save the day. Gunther Barzaval, thanks for 29 months. You're heckin' welcome for all the content. Alright, we got a buffer too. This looks pretty good. I think we can prevent most, or maybe even all of this damage now. Probably want to bullseye before I play Chill, is the thing. Does 11, and then the lightning orb's still 12. Do we ever bullseye first? Yeah, I think we're going to. Just double check the energy here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we bullseye first. I think here. Cool. That's actually really good, because now they both die to Rebound Barrage. Oh, I should have... Oh, wait, no, now they don't, because I'm a doofus. Well. Derp. That was not smart. Whatever. Really doesn't make a difference. It's just a question of how many buffer stacks I have. So, whatever. Would you like to be free, Thunderstrike? I think we would all like to be free. How do I want this to go? Hologram Void, Hologram Zap? Still not enough. Oops, all blocks. I guess Thunderstrike does pretty good damage here, or we can draw one with a beam, which might be better, because if I get Hollow or Skim, we can keep going. Equilibrium's good too. Don't love how that went. Good news is we have 3 buffer charges, so even in a worst case scenario, we're gonna absolutely murder everything. Slash full block. Doesn't matter none. $22/3. Like I said, I don't care even a little bit about whatever it is that you're trying to do here. Have at me, for all I care, you know? Go for it. I'll keep 1 buffer charge, but that's it. No Hand of Greed, okay. Okay, we get through the Gremlin Leader fight, no problem. Picking up a Ceramic Fish, potentially a Static Discharge, which is nice with a Thunderstrike, I guess, but not very nice with buffers. I don't think this is worth it. Skip. Goat Cheese, thanks for 23 months. 1 away from 2 full years. Heck yeah. Mummy Hand also makes Static Discharge a little bit more appealing, but I don't think so. Do I go to this shop? Can always remove a card. Although it would probably be a defend card, huh? Could just take plain old Ball Lightning. I think I'm just gonna take 2 more combats here. 2 more card rewards before Bronze Automaton. $20. This toolbox is almost paid for itself now. Hit the front one twice. Dang it. I'm gonna go ahead and block the Hex here. Did I mean $40? I think I might have. I think I might have meant $40. Defend Event is full block, but I want protection for next turn. Let's just play the buffer here. In case it's, yeah, 27 here. Loose, but no cigar. Yes, cigar. Alright, the same choice, but different. Do I want a regular ball lightning or not? Honestly, I kind of do, actually. Alright, fine. Prefer something upgraded, but I'll take what I have to take. Unbelievable, though. Not even a single Hand of Greed offered to us. Terrible. Truly terrible. Sweeping Beam really doing all of the work here. Third Defend wouldn't have saved us a buffer, unfortunately. There we go. Oops. Slight order there. Looks like we're well in the clear, though. These buffers have been real good. Entropic Brew. 2 potions in 1. A loop, a steam barrier, or a streamline. These are all pretty underwhelming. I think with what we have, it should be possible, although not necessarily easy, possible to defeat the Bronze Automaton. I'm unsure if I should upgrade Turbo, Hologram, or Skim, though. Loop to go with Mummy Hand's not bad, but it just gives me either 3 damage or 2 block per turn, which is inadequate. Sure, it's free to play, but you don't, in Slay the Spire, you don't want to be taking cards that are free but also do nothing. It's a very easy way to end your run. Wouldn't it feed Thunderstrike? No. Loop does not channel any lightning orbs. It activates the ones you have more often, but that doesn't count. We're going to need the turbo upgraded if I want to play this Thunderstrike at all. I'll try Metamorphosis here. What do you got? 2 free beam cells and a free hyper beam. You know? That actually seems pretty good. Any beamers? What we don't want to do is buffer too prematurely. We need to make sure we keep at least one of the buffers for the hyper beam turn. From Bronze Automaton. It's the Bronze Tater. Speed Potion, Triple Defend, full blocks this turn. That's tempting. Let me do that. Keep my buffers, thank you. So I could play Turbo... Bullseye buffer. We'll save that. Hey! It's my hyper beam. Can't just take away my hyper beam. That's rude. I'll rebound this thing. Hey! It's my equilibrium. Why are you all so rude? Could kill you. If I kill both orbs, then we're basically fine, right? Yeah. Well, heck focus, I guess. Who needs it? The power of Bullseye. I think we're fine here. Yeah, because we can do Beam Cell, Thunder Strike for a lot of damage here. Or I can Hologram Hyper Beam, rebound it. That might be even better, actually. The power of suggestion. I mean, I am the one who put the Civ 6 on the game vote in the first place. I might be a little biased. Is it just the buffers keeping this run alive? As for how we're doing damage, Sweeping Beam has been putting in a lot of the work so far. The Barrage is not to be underestimated either, but yes, I think it is mostly the buffers keeping this run functional. That and a lot of energy per turn, quite frankly. I think this is the line. Try this, but I'm not sure about it. Yeah. Perfect. Not one, but two Thunder Strikes. Feeling Thunderstruck, Twitch chat? Like I said, it's a strictly better strike. GG. Got like 600 hours in Civ 5, but can't stick to 6. That's where I'm at, actually, Charnin, is I've played a lot of Civ 5, but I never quite clicked with Civ 6. So I actually haven't played it since the very original release of the game. I'm quite curious how it would feel with a revisit. Machine learning's not bad. Powers say good stuff. Does Strike Dummy affect Thunderstrike? Yes. Focus also does good stuff. Although our orb functionality is lacking. Guess we'll take bias. Pyramid. The end of our turn, we no longer discard our hand. That could be a game changer. That makes Turbo much better. That makes Buffer much better. Thunderstrike gets better. Beam Cells I don't actually have for real, though. Do I have the expansions for Civ 6 or just the base game? I own the base game. If it wins the game vote, I'll probably buy some or all of the expansions, is usually how I do it. I just out of pocket pay for the winning game each month for the game vote. Sacred Bark isn't terrible. Neither is Astrolabe, transforming and upgrading 3 cards, but I am a firm believer in the power of Pyramid. Sure, we have an Equilibrium. That's a little bit wasted, but only a little bit. Does that count as a business expense? I think it should, yeah. I have for tax reasons, I've made it simple on myself by just opening a credit account for the stream, and anything vaguely stream related goes on that credit card. And that's all the business expenses. And that includes for me stuff like games that I buy for stream, anything physical object-wise that goes into the stream room, and stuff like my Twitch Turbo subscription and Twitch subs. Been a couple desk pad notifications that popped up today. I don't have a event log for them, which is why I'm not reading them, actually, because I've missed a couple of them. If there has been any desk pad purchases today, I'm freaking thrilled by that. The Fiendish Forest desk pad pre-orders are open until the end of the month. Here, let's pop over to that real quick here. Our beautiful full-size, this is not my desk, by the way, full-size desk art desk pad called Fiendish Forest, created with Epic Desk. It's such a beautiful piece of art created just for this stream. And it's sitting right in front of me right now. It's pretty cool. So thank you to those who have grabbed one in the pre-order. I'm stoked that people are getting that art out there. Hopefully I can catch it next time it happens. Put both mouse and keyboard on top of it? Yes. So actually, here, let me clean my desk up a little bit. There's no phone on it. Oh, John just purchased a mouse pad. John, thank you for the support. So here is... that brighter. Here's my desk with the desk pad. Keyboard, mouse go both directly on top of the pad, which is pretty wide. 3 feet, 90 centimeters is the width of this thing. So it basically would fill up the entirety of any normal size desk. I've got an extra large one here, so it doesn't take up the full space. But yes, it's huge. Definitely huge. The mythical stretched water, it's here. Am I Canadian? I am. Born and raised. Although these days I live in the United States. I am originally from the Canada. What's this bottle called? This is a Reduce. What's the brand name? Just kind of like a stainless steel reusable water jug. Holds a whole liter. Stays nice and cold. Really good. I like it. Moved to the U.S. as a young kid because my parents chose to move for job reasons. So I didn't have any part of the decision-making process. Chose to stay because I liked the region that I'm in, the people that I knew. I could see myself changing the country that I live in someday, but I'm pretty happy where I am for the moment. A lot of upgrades this act. That's exciting. Forced Elite early, though. Not too bad with Runic Pyramid. Could go to this shop, but if I'm going to this shop, I probably don't want to. Although we have a bias cog and we're defect, actually looking at as many shops as possible is probably correct. Try to find orange pellets or something. Yeah, the exclamation point mic command has my mic there. It's a Shure MV7. Shure makes really quality mics. Quite expensive, but it sounds great. The stand that I use is actually, it's an old one I got off Amazon for like 10 bucks. It's surprisingly basic. I should really replace it, but I haven't. The Goody Instincts. Buffair? Give him the blue black. Just adore having Runic Pyramid. Being able to retain things is so dang strong. Easy. Note that we didn't use the meat on the bone really at all in Act 2. Upgraded recursion. Evoke your orb, channel the orb that was just evoked. That also counts for Thunderstrike, notably. Alternately, Cool-Headed is the first reusable Frost Source I think we've seen. I've got a pair of 27-inch monitors, Drac, which I really like the size of. Used to do 22 inches, but for the stream I decided to upgrade, and I've been very happy with that. They are big. Defect the best character for Pyramid? They might be. Silent is also very happy with Runic Pyramid, especially because of the initial 2 extra cards she draws with her starting relic. But Defect loves to retain. I'm going to flash a steal just for the +1 draw here. Okay, Bias makes it easy to block. Works for me. Hey, yeah, that is something I'll say, Rickon, is that more monitor space does not necessarily translate to getting more work done. It might just mean more distractions. But if the distraction is me, then, well, it's tolerated. Encouraged, even. Probably should have rebounded that? Probably. Power of Thunderstrike. Yeah, genuinely, when was the last time we took damage? It's been a while. I'll grab a second skim here so that we can get more cards into our hand with Runic Pyramid. Getting ahead on card draw is very valuable. Do I take Frozen Egg, upgrading all powers that we find for the rest of this run? With Mummy Hand, that's a pretty good pickup. Could take Prismatic Shard to let us find cards from other colors. Could simply remove and leave. It's a lot of card rewards. I'm going to take this Frozen Egg. Am I going to take the On Sale Static Discharge Plus? I don't think so. Although, this could be a way to kill Heart, actually. You know what? Yes, I will take this. We're going to need that for the multi-attack of Heart. We can block the big hits with Buffer, but not the multi-hits. Uh-oh. Discover an attack! Oh, or a Glacier. I discover Glacier. Perfect. I tend to think of the Writhing Mass as an enemy that I get to control. Get zapped first there. As you can always reroll their intent to something else by striking them. As long as you have extra attacks to keep rerolling. Tends to work out. For that reason, I tend to consider this a fight that should be handled slow and steady. Because you don't need to rush it at all. 3 Thunder Strike. Don't mind if I do. Okay. Seems good to me. Smoke bomb's no good. Cold Snap. It's a Frost Orb. I mean, for that reason alone, I'm going to take it here. So we don't have reusable Frost yet, and I don't think I can ignore that one. Just up there. How's it going, Spork? Revolution, thanks for 4 months. Hey there, Raj Korajek. Minigenator says, have I ever had a Snecko plus Pyramid run? I can think of 2 times that we've succeeded with Snecko Eye and Runic Pyramid together. The so-called forbidden combo. In order to make Snecko Eye Runic Pyramid work, you have to be able to make room in hand to actually draw at least 5 cards. Ideally, you want to retain 3, draw 7, but that's not always reasonable. And you want to be able to either make enough energy to play all the cards in your hand, or find some other way to be able to play a lot of cards. With both of your boss relics being dedicated to weirdness, is what I'm going to call that, then it makes it pretty difficult to come by the energy. But a couple of ideas for how you could do it are multiple Deviforms on the Watcher. You don't care if your cards cost 3, if you've got infinite energy per turn. Multiple Bullet Times on the Silent is, I believe, how I've done it. We used Bullet Time to just make our 10-card hand free, and then played everything. Corruption on Ironclad can make all your skills free, and then you don't really care either. What else? Mark, thank you so much for purchasing a cozy mouse pad. That delightful fiendish forest. I hope you enjoy when it arrives. Or how many orders we're up to now? I'm gonna have to check. Mummified Hand can help. Oh yeah, Meteor Strike on defect, of course. If you can channel a lot of plasma orbs and get access to essentially unlimited energy, then you really don't care at all. Easy free Thunder Strike. Just buffer it, Forehead. Alright, so I want to block for 22. Won't be weak next turn, so let's just get as many lightning orbs channeled this turn as possible to make Thunder Strike a kill next turn. 9 times 9, 81 damage. Hey there, Krogzar. Thanks for 45 months. That's a lot of months. Self-repair with a Plus. Meat on the Bone makes this a little redundant, but only a little bit. I'm going to say yes to self-repair with a Plus. What I maybe wanted to consider more strongly, actually, was stack with a Plus. With Runic Pyramid, being able to retain the stack until it blocks for 20 or 30 is actually pretty good. I see it's time for me to get zapped. Zippy zapped. Good luck to us. Oh boy. Okay, that's much better. Bias Cog into Chill is most of our problems solved, actually. Channel 5 Frost Orbs, says Chill. Thanks, Jill. You're a friend. Oh, when the Sweeping Beam was made free, I'll play Beam first. Get him, Jill. And kill 3 daggers. It's too perfect. Simply too perfect. Easy. Why not keep the dramatic entrance for turn 2? Got excited. Would have been a reasonable thing to do. Didn't need to play that defend either, but... Hollow Sweeping Beam? Sure. Focus is fading quickly, which means we have to put an end to this fight fast. Or else. Definitely easier said than done in some ways. Do I Turbo Thunderstrike right now? I think I will. Cool. Daggers disposed of. Flopper can stop Repto. For several turns, even. Good fight. This Thunderstrike is actually doing a lot more work than I expected originally. I don't have Orb Slot Gen. Damn it. Tempest is okay. Tempest can make the Thunderstrike do a lot more damage a lot more quickly. Gotta go this way. I choose violence. By 2 is 36. He'll die to this. Good. Excellent. Would like for my health to stay nice and high. It's actually quite good when a Darkling dies to Thorns, because that way it takes them 2 turns to regenerate rather than 1. Good. Cool-headed with a Palouse. Reprogram is an interesting option. Hold on. Could this deck successfully transition to Reprogram? The answer isn't no. It's actually the only reasonable long-term scaling we've seen. Because if we can't keep focus from Bias Cog, it might be our only hope against Time Eater. And it makes the barrage and the thunderstrike kind of absurd, actually. Would we need to upgrade second hologram? Yes. Now we don't. Is there ever a good time to accept apparitions? Definitely. 5 apparitions on the lower ascensions is especially strong, and even on the higher ascensions, 3 apparitions is really, really good if you have a Toxic Egg, making them upgraded. Or in any deck where you have a really good damage plan, but no block plan. It can also be very, very strong. Let's just beam. Alright, we're not too afraid of Nemesis thanks to Buffer. Stops the nastiest attack, this one, from being really at all threatening. That's good. Zapping time. Yeah, like I said, I don't care about this attack, so... do your worst, Nemesis. Ooh, I could have done Tempest, then Turbo Thunderstrike. That's cute. Ah. Or Master the Reprogram. Wait a minute. Do we go Core Surge Bias Cog, or do we do double Reprogram? It's time for Program Mastery, I guess. Do I want to win the run? Yeah, actually, so I think more reason to go Reprogram. Genuinely. So you'll mostly see me use these in the boss fights as our scaling mechanism. Less so in these shorter combats. Loose. I actually think another block card is reasonable. Leap is not what I wanted, but it is what I'll take. Defragment Plus is hilarious. Second Bullseye is here again. Kunai is interesting. I think just removing dual cast is pretty reasonable. Scaling on top of scaling. Thing is, we don't actually play that many attacks, so I really don't think the Kunai will do much. Is Bullseye Mastery too greedy? It probably is at the moment. I'm gonna remove our dual cast to get ready for reprogrammage. We're gonna upgrade the other reprogram here. And Time Eater is a fight where we're going to reprogram as hard as we can as our attempted win con. And then also try to make 20 bucks, I guess. By 3, huh? Yeah, here we go. As our strength index get higher and higher, it becomes we become able to block Time Eater with less and less cards played, which is very nice. Have a 16/3 barrage. So we've switched from kind of having a strategy based around the orb cards to now mostly ignoring the orb cards, because there's other more important stuff for us to do. Funny how that works. Yeah, a purity or a recycle would go a really long way here. Definitely agree with that. $21 times 7. Wait, I'm not done. Ow. $23 times 10. It's actually almost perfect damage, right? Next turn. Yeah. Make it 25 times 10. Thanks for the money. Alright, who's next? Donu Deka. I was actually hoping for Awakened one because of how thoroughly they would get trounced by Reprogram. But I'm okay with this as well. Just gonna triple defend? No, I shouldn't. Cold Snap double defense. Suppose we might as well use Bias Cog sooner rather than later in this fight. Guess I'll just play everything. Oh, reprogram defend. Should have done reprogram defend. Rebound the other one, though. It's fine. Do it this way. Rebound hologram. Reprogram. Defense. Go Ball Lightning, Tempest. Make some more room. Slow and steady wins the race, as before. This deck really wants an Art of War. Happy Flower will have to do. Happy Flower will have to do. Perfect. Some Barrage. By 6. Make it a little bit more than that. Times 8. Yeah. Build your own reinforced body with hologram. Dead. Gotta say, it's been quite a transformation seeing this deck go from orb-centric to suddenly double reprogram at the very end here. Cute way to go about it. I want Happy Flower turn 2. Two thump, two thump, two thump, a deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of this reprogrammage? You deal 20-25 damage. A vision of the future. Root Reducer, thanks for 9 months of support. And I 100% agree, Shield and Spear are going to be really scary. Maybe I want to upgrade Tempest. I'm also thinking about upgrading Skim. We could upgrade the damage of the Thunderstrike. Or improve one of our block cards. Better Leap, for example, becomes a really good holo target. Let's improve our block. Go Leap. 200 bucks for the shop. We get Chemex. I can't afford Chemex Reinforced Body? What a shame. What a shame. Capacitors here, but that's too late. Power Potions look pretty good. Could definitely see Power Potions being worth it. do that. Okay, leap pluses here. Might be rebounding that. Next turn looks pretty nasty. But what do you expect? Figure taking some damage in this fight is nearly inevitable, especially with plus strength. Heart fight with plus strength also going to be nearly impossible to stop. Two Shed Jackson, thank you so much for the full year, 12 months of support. Question is, can I get away with not using a potion in this fight, or do we kind of have to? I might have to. I'd prefer it be the liquid memories then. Okay. Slightly promising. Buffer doesn't do a whole lot here. Excellent draw. Buys Cognition and Turbo. Very good. Let me buffer free. I'll probably play the buffer this turn then. So what am I hologramming? Skim? I think so. Which gets me another hologram Skim if I want it. And I do think that I do. Also, hologram, hologram. Hologram leap. I think we need to dig deeper into the deck, though. Excellent. Chill is here. Okay, so total block is now 33 plus 14. 47 block with 70 damage incoming? Yes, 70 damage incoming. So we are still very short, although we have two buffers, right? So we'll actually full block as long as I just play hologram. I think I probably want a hologram. Let's play bullseye. That was pretty good. That was quite good. And now we have buffer here, which is excellent. I might even be able to do this without buffering, though. That would be appreciated. Perhaps not. Let's just do it this way. Keep the focus on the spear. Get to kill spear not this turn, but next turn, realistically. Unfortunately, easier said than done. Or we can just reinforce body. Perhaps that too is an option. I'm actually impressed I haven't used any potions yet. If I can keep both of these potions, that'd be a game changer. Let's see, if I reprogram and then reinforced for 4, we get 14 by 4. Which is exactly enough block, including the burns, right? Yeah, it is. Math. Okay, which lets me buffer this again if I want to. Huzzah. Kind of need to force it into this confrontation soon. It's all coming up Millhouse. It's definitely a good turn to not block and just buffer. Get some damage or scaling in. Just do that. We'll take 18, but then I'll heal 10. I'm fine with that. Keeping the potion's probably worth it. Oh, we get more orbs, too, which means this Thunder Strike is now 11 times 10. Let's do it. Maybe wanted to block these burns, maybe. (11 times 10) or 11 times 11. Cool. Go to 57 health. We got another liquid memories, of course. Course. Aggregate. Gain energy based on the number of cards in the draw pile. Yes. That's an aggregate pickup. I think I'm going to go Power Potion 1 liquid memories for hearts. Power Potion could change everything with a Echo form. But there's a few others that would be pretty good too. Ultimately, oh, Panacea to block vulnerable, that's also big. Big deal. Especially because this opening hand is so bad. Storm, buffer, defrag. Bummer. Guess we take another buffer. I'm not going to play it immediately. Just going to have it on hand. And we're going to play this for 2. Can I play this? Yeah. Alright, we don't die in the first cycle at least. We've got an extra awkward turn here. Actually, I like this turn. We're just going to go Static Discharge, then Buffer Plus. Unfortunately, Beat of Death means that a regular buffer won't cut it here, but Buffer Plus giving us 2 instances of damage will at least let us absorb this hit. As long as we play no other cards after the buffer. And now we'll get 2 lightning orbs per time being hit here, which is pretty sweet. Don't want to reprogram yet. I'm going to go Equilibrium, Zap, Recursion here. Keep the turbo for later. Not sure what Liquid Memories gets used on. Probably just Reprogram or maybe Hologram. Nothing too fancy here. So crucially, we get to do a ton of damage to the heart and power up the Thunder Strike immensely here. But future turns could be very dangerous for us, is the thing. So we have to survive the next full attack cycle. The single attack will be easy to stop with Buffer, but there's a 5x15 hit our way, which I think is going to take Turbo Reinforced Body to stop. Or actually Aggregate. Aggregate works too. I think I'm going to use Aggregate this turn. Play a bunch of stuff. Keep the Turbo. Bit a week would have gone a long way, I agree. Fortunately, we never really found access to it. There's Reinforced Body. Okay, I think that's enough. I think we live with this. Good. You get to play Buffer Plus? I do. Don't play this one, though. Big hit first. Good. Just buffer this. In that case, we do get to use the Liquid Memories to accelerate the fight. I'm going to use Liquid Memories on, drumroll please, Thunder Strike, so that we can damage cap the heart this turn and try to put a swifter end to this fight. That's the plan. Time to use Zeus's cell phone to deal 22 times 13 damage. Blam. I told you all, it's a strictly better strike. Didn't believe me. Excellent draw this turn. We can do Turbo, Hollow, Turbo, and Reinforce for tons. In fact, I don't even need to hologram the Turbo. Which means I can hologram Thunder Strike. Thunder Strike, go! Take that, you stinky, stupid heart. GG. GG. Yeah, thanks for showing up, Bias Cog. You sure helped. Although, genuinely, we did use that Bias Cog for quite a bit. You've been thunderstruck. GG, Twitch chat. What a wild run. Mastered Reprogram on that one. Despite starting with chill, ball lightning, and genuinely using the Thunderstrike a lot. How bizarre. How bizarre. Really neat run. Definitely gonna stick that one on the YouTubes, because it's a prime example of a hybrid or flexible deck. A defect deck that contains both orb scaling and negative focus scaling, and either utilizes one or the other during particular fights, depending on how long or short they are. GG. GG. That was weird, but I liked it. Now what, Twitch chat? Has it been done? The spire sleepeth, and so Shall I? Hey there, Wolframite. Say hi to your husband for me. So we got double Reprogram and double Buffer on this one. 2 fantastic cards to master. Oh my goodness. My goodness. Is that run a good example of why I like the defect more than the other characters? Definitely. Definitely an example of a very unusual deck coming together and just blocking in weird and unusual ways. Like we're blocking with Reinforced Body and Hologram and Reprogram, doing damage with Reprogram, Thunderstrike, Barrage. Like, what? Do I think I might still have won without picking the Reprograms? I think it would be possible, because we saw that Core Surge. So we could have gotten Core Surge plus Bias Cognition and a Defragment plus. And we could have picked up the Capacitor plus as well, and then we saw a couple of Cool-Headeds. So I think if we'd gone pure Orb interaction, we might have been able to make it work. Here's a link to the Discord for the folk who's asking. Bim Blam. And Wolframite, thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome to the Cozy Sub Club. Appreciate you dropping that support there. Doesn't it, Shotgun Joey? I like the Slay the Spire Mastery challenge for the very unusual runs we're kind of being forced to try to win with. It's ridiculous, but I love it. Yeah, exactly. As Sneaky Emily says, so many of my winning defect decks feel like they're unlike any other defect deck that I've played. And I agree. I don't think I've had runs that feel like this before. Not really. Not really. So, next up will be the Watcher. Do I think I would have won with Bullseye Mastery too? I think it might have been close. You know, we easily could have been 1 draw away from Disaster in the Shield and Spear fight. We could have been 1 draw away from Disaster in Heart fight if I hadn't got the Reinforced Body in time. So I think trying to get the Bullseye Mastery would have been a risk to the run, certainly. Pedro Biagioni, thanks for the sweet 16 months of support. Yeah, this is also a defect deck. You look at the run history of this, and you're like, how does this even work together? But yeah, it did. It totally worked. Some decks just magically work because Baylor is the one playing them, says Tom. Also not incorrect, I guess. Just do the cards, Forehead. Easy. All right, Twitch chat. I'll be back in a few minutes. Upon my return, it's going to be Watcher time. Watcher is actually the least mastered of all the classes. That is, there's more unmastered cards on Watcher than any other character, which means we're going to be picking cards pretty aggressively. Going to continue the Monster Train streak today? I think so, yeah. I think we'll do a Watcher run of Spire and then switch to Monster Train. If a second Thunderstrike had appeared, I would have happily clicked on it, Ja. You saw how many times we hologrammed and rebounded the 1 Thunderstrike that we had. If we had a second Thunderstrike, I would have had to hologram it 1 fewer time, and I could have gotten something like Turbo or Reinforced Body in extra time. Yeah, now we have to make another Thunderstrike run, too, and I'm okay with that as well. Takes a very long time to learn that. Yeah, for me, we're closing in on 7,000 hours of Slay the Spire, which is too many hours. I truly didn't feel like I really knew what I was doing in the game until about 3,000 hours. For comparison's sake. Like, it wasn't until 3,000 hours that I could confidently look at my relic bar and be like, yep, I've got Omamori. I'm going to take this curse because it's being offered to me. Whereas prior to that point, I'd be like, oh, I forgot I had Omamori. I don't take the stinky curse. Skip the event. I don't have Unceasing Top. What is that relic? Pen Nib. Who cares? Yeah, they say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master. We'll see. I could definitely see myself putting another 3K into Spire. I think a little bit less and less each year, currently, but... yeah. Amaz does get mocked a lot, for good reason at times, Nanoha, but at the same time, I think Amaz has more A20 heart kills than probably 95% of chat does. At this point. And yes, I should at least hope that he's playing it up a little bit for the audience. Never underestimate the value of a good gimmick. It's entertaining content. Have I seen Wild Frost? I was looking a little bit at Wild Frost. Actually, what caught my eye more immediately in terms of games is... what was I just looking at? Wish list. Wartales. Wartales has caught my eye as a Battle Brothers-esque kind of game. Picky Pie Style says, I've never killed an A20 heart, but I will still tell you what cards to pick and then be angry when you don't pick them. Mostly Claw. Any interest in Raven's Watch? Yes, Super Shiloh. I'm going to be doing a sponsored stream for Raven's Watch soon, TM. It was actually supposed to be last week, but it ended up postponed because of a bug fix they want. But we'll be playing Raven's Watch on stream and checking it out for the first time pretty soon. And from what little I've played of Raven's Watch, it looks very interesting. It's one part roguelite, one part MOBA, one part action RPG. It's odd, but I think it could be very cool. One part Gauntlet. It's also a good description. Sneaky Emily accomplished her goal of winning 4 consecutive A20 heart wins, rotating. Hell yeah. Well done, Sneaky Emily. But when is Slay the Spire 2? Yeah, seriously, congrats on the 4-0. That's quite a feat. Now do it again. No, you make your own challenges in Spire, but I hope you continue to feel inspired to try things. I'm going to check out Darkest Dungeon 2. I think so. I'll take a look at it when it hits full release. I have no idea if I'm going to like it, but I think that the rogue-ish format is going to represent an improvement to me for that game. Following Watcher Run face planted in Act 2, but still very happy? Heck yeah. There's always more streaks. Alright, I am going to be back in a couple minutes. When I return, we stride forth as the Watcher. Be right back, everybody. Don't go nowhere.